Choose the right resin. Type of resin. Use a high-quality epoxy resin specifically formulated for art. Look for a resin that is UV resistant to prevent yellowing over time. Mixing ratio. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for mixing resin and hardener. Typically, this is a 1:1 ratio, but it can vary, so double-check. Prepare your workspace. Ventilation. Work in a well-ventilated area. Use a fan or an open window to aid in airflow while wearing a respirator or mask to protect against fumes. Surface protection. Cover your workspace with plastic sheets or newspaper to protect surfaces from drips and spills. Keep essential materials within reach. Use the right tools. Mixing supplies. Use clean, disposable cups for measuring, stirring sticks, and other tools to avoid contamination. Silicone mixing cups are great as they are easy to clean. Heat gun or torch. A heat gun or a butane torch can help eliminate bubbles in the resin once it's poured. Use the heat tool carefully to avoid too much heat, which may distort the resin. Measure accurately. Precision is crucial. Use a digital scale for exact measurements, especially for large projects where small discrepancies can cause issues. Mix thoroughly. Stirring. Stir the resin mixture for at least 3 to 5 minutes, making sure to scrape the sides and bottom of your mixing container. Ensure there are no streaks left before using. Avoid bubbles. Mix slowly to minimize introducing air bubbles. You can also let it sit for a few minutes to allow bubbles to rise before pouring. Temperature considerations. Warm environment. Resin works best at temperatures between 70 degrees Fahrenheit and 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius. Avoid working in cold areas as it can lead to longer curing times and potential cloudiness. Pre-warm your materials. Consider warming the resin and the mold or surface slightly before pouring to improve flow and reduce bubbles. Choosing colors and additives. Pigments. Use high-quality resin dyes, pigments, or alcohol inks that are specifically designed for resin. Experiment with color mixing for unique effects. Covering ingredients. You can mix in sand, flowers, or glitter for texture, or layer colors for added depth. Pouring techniques. Layering. Pour resin in layers to create depth and dimension. Allow each layer to partially cure before adding the next to achieve interesting effects. Use different pouring techniques. Techniques such as dirty pours, swipe, or flipping cups can create varied textures and patterns. Use silicone molds. Use silicone molds for easy demolding and intricate designs. Coat them lightly with mold release spray for easier release. Curing time. Follow instructions. Curing times can vary widely based on the type of resin used. Allow ample time for the resin to cure fully before handling or removing from molds. Avoid rapid temperature changes. Keep the cured resin at a consistent temperature, avoiding exposure to extreme heat or cold. Thanks for learning with us.